This week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
You had some involvement early on in the negotiations. Knowing Whyte as you do, what do you make of his continuing absence from the pre-fight media events? Is it mind games? Is it that he's so focused on his training? How do you explain it?
I don't think it's mind games. I think it's genuinely still upset that he's on 20%, regardless of whether it's 8 million, 12 million, 15 million. He's still only 20%, and I don't think he ever thought that was fair or that was ever what was right. But that was a WBC position, so I do feel a little bit for Frank and Bob, because at the end of the day, they've made a bid, they've won, they've outbid.
They did push for the split to be 80-20.
It's not their decision, is it? Just as Eddie and myself maybe would say it should be more. They're representing Tyson and their job is to get him as much money. WBC are the arbitrators at the end of the day. It's been called as 80-20. I can see why Dillian's not going. He's not got any incentive to. Regardless of what people might say, he's focused on his fight. He wants to win the fight. Why is he going to put any undue stress and pressure on his promotion? I don't know. They've got some issues, I'm sure. Dillian and Frank have never seen eye to eye or got on, so genuinely he probably just sees why should I do any favours. Obviously we'd love to see him part of the promotion, but I actually, whether it makes a difference or whether it doesn't, I don't know. Tickets sold pretty well.
Those are the words of Ben Shalom. Of course, he was responsible for the ongoing negotiations at the beginning parts with Dillian Whyte, since Eddie Hearn lost the purse bid to Frank Warren and Bob Arum of Queensberry Promotions. They outbid them by maybe 10 million pounds. Okay. And Dillian Whyte, according to Ben Shalom, said that he still feels pissed off about the 20%. As we know, that Dean Whyte came on the channel. I interviewed him here, and of course he's pissed. And there were a lot of things that could have been resolved that didn't. And I think if it's just about him showing up at the promotions, or should I say not showing up at the promotions, I think it's a small order. Why? Because like Ben Shalom said, and I'm glad that he mentioned that, and I want to share with you guys, that it wasn't up to Bob Arum or Frank Warren. It was up to the WBC. They were the arbitrators, so they decided what it was. Now, don't get me wrong. The 20% was a lowball percentage. It was. Okay? It was a lowball percentage, but, you look at it in terms of comparing it to other fighters. Well, Wilder wasn't even granted 20% in the first going negotiations with Anthony Joshua. Okay? So that wasn't even 20%. So for Dillian Whyte to be the interim champion, the highest that he could get was 45, and you give him the absolute lowest. It just shows you how low or how much or how high you regard Dillian Whyte as a fighter. Okay? See, at one token, they could say, oh, well, hey, he's one hell of a fighter, and he's this, he's that, you know what I mean? And they sold all those damn tickets, but then on another token, you could say, well, hey, yeah, we're going to offer him 20%. So Dillian Whyte feels disrespected from everything that he's been through, his struggle, his problem with the WBC. But speaking of the WBC, since Dillian Whyte was outspoken with the WBC, like I told you guys years ago, the WBC with Mauricio Sulaiman will find a way to try to fuck Dillian Whyte. There's no other way that I can say it right now. Okay? That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get Dillian Whyte back for all the things that he said about their organization. Okay? Was he true? Of course he was true. Was he right for doing it? Yeah. He was right for doing it, but it came at a price. Okay? See, people hit you where it hurts the most, in your pockets. He's used to getting hit in the face. No, you hit him in his pockets. Why? Because that's where it's going to hurt the most. And so all that Dillian Whyte said, like, these guys are busted, these guys are wrong, these guys should be sued, I deserve to be the number one. And when you get the number one, after all the backwards and forwards and the manipulations and the lies and the treacherous shit the WBC has done, And Dillian Whyte has called him out on it for years and years and years and hundreds and thousands of days and all that shit. They knew that we're going to hit Dillian Whyte. We're going to do that to Dillian Whyte. So, yeah, it's officially up to the WBC. Now, as far as the airplane fare and all that shit, that's up to Bob Arum and all those guys and Frank Warren. And we all know Bob's cheap as shit. So, you know, Frank Warren and Dillian Whyte, of course, also in this interview expressed by Ben Shalom that they don't get along anyway. So for him, like saying, hey, I'm not participating in none of this shit because I just don't like you guys. You know, and this is a little something that I have a counterpunch for Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte wins the Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. If he knocks out Tyson Fury, I think he should drop that fucking WBC belt in the trash and never return. Go fight for the other belts. You know, tell the WBC, you know what? I boycott this and I will be the first fighter to ever boycott the WBC. And I think everybody should follow me because it's a corrupt piece of shit organization. And I have no respect for them. I just wanted what was coming to me. I beat Tyson Fury. That's it. Sounds like a great revolutionary plan. I don't know if it'll happen, but that's my counterpunch on what I should think should happen. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Ben Shalom's comments towards Dillian the Body Snatcher Whyte. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.